America, America. Young people, millennials. Sit down. Let's have a conversation. Yes, indeed, America. It is true. It looks like, in all likelihood, Hillary Clinton will be our nominee. And she has managed to coalesce African American voters to say that she is the girl for them. They're with her. And, I don't blame them. Right? She's been working at this and working at the black community probably before I was born. Well, not really, but close enough. But Hillary still has a youth problem. A youth problem that is so big, it is bigger than a crater on the moon. Yes, indeed, America, it is true. All the recent polls, even the exit polls, even the voter data tells us that Hillary has not found a way to connect to America's young people. This week, while at a fundraiser in South Carolina, she was interrupted by a Black Lives Matter activist who asked her to correct or answer her position when she made a speech in 1994 condemning African Americans who were formerly committed or now committed a felony. She said that she made those comments and they were misguided. But America, come closer. But the truth is that yes, indeed, it is true. Her husband did pass the 1994 crime bill. And yes, that crime bill did lock up more African Americans than ever. But beyond all that, and she's made a lot of gains. I will not dispute her gains. She's convinced five mothers, the mother of Jordan Davis, Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner, and Dante Hamilton to all campaign for her. They've crisscrossed the state of South Carolina talking to black mothers and black fathers and black churchgoers and black community members. I hate to say this, but it's almost like a black convention. And here, it worked, right? It worked, it's working. These people are turning out for her in record number. But yet still, has she talked to millennials? I would argue the Hillary Clinton campaign is suffering something I call the baby boomer mindset. Yes, indeed, America, it is true. The baby boomers have left us with nothing. Yes, America and millennials. This is a real thing to me. I think it's really, really important. Right? For the first time in American history, an entire generation of citizens are more in debt, less employed, are poorer than the preceding generation, and that generation is millennials. And many out there, they've labeled us. They've taken a brand to our backs. And they've called us self-centered. They say we want free stuff. They say we're lazy. They say we're self-absorbed. But they're wrong. The truth of the matter is that the problems that we are suffering from were problems created way before we were born. They were problems created because we went to foreign wars. There were problems created because the national debt was tripled. There are problems created because folks opted for tax cuts on their stock gains over long-term investment in our infrastructures. They built more jailhouses than schoolhouses. They passed harsher bankruptcy laws, making sure that no matter what, your student loans is like a marriage gone bad because it's until death do you part. Yes, indeed, America and millennials, baby boomers have got us good. They got us so good. They got us like a really bad Vegas card game. And now we're stuck with no money and a thanks for coming card. Well, that's why we're so upset and that's why we're so frustrated. And it's time for the world to understand. We are frustrated because nobody has taken us into consideration. You see, for baby boomers, they were lucky. The greatest generation after World War II built an America that they were allowed to believe in. They built an America that was full with jobs and rich with universities and passage of major social reforms. Before the great generation left the Congress and left the White House, they created a great society that almost ended poverty. A great society that almost ended childhood food insecurity. A great society that says if you go to a school in a poor zip code, we'll give you money to make sure you get the best education possible. But now that great society more looks like a great hot mess, and we are the ones stuck living in it. And that is why we're so frustrated, and that is why young people are flocking to Bernie Sanders like it's going out of style. But here's the truth, America, and here's the truth, millennials. In all likelihood, the polls say that Bernie's not going to pull this one off. So here's what we've got to do. We have got to, one, educate ourselves. 2, organize ourselves, and 3, activate ourselves and tap in to what could be the potential Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton. And we've got to push her to the left. We've got to make her millennial friendly. We have to get in her face and make her regret crossing our generation. You see, the seniors have got it all down pat. Because if you cross the seniors, prepare yourself for trouble. They will call you. They will write you. They might even make a trip to your office. And desperate times, millennials, call for desperate measures. And we've got to put some skin in this game, and we've got to do it fast, because if we don't, you think our present is bad, our future could be even worse.